next, we have a keynote address by Jigar Halani from Nvidia, and he'd be speaking about personalized robotics to personal robots with Nvidia Issac. I hope you guys are very excited. Keep your questions built up. We'll take it towards the end. Thank you.
Thank you. Morning, ROSCon. Okay, one. Not bad. Good morning, all.
Good morning.
There we go. And thanks to her, she still waked everybody up. I was trying to do one more time. Okay, guys, very good morning once again. I'm Jigar, part of Nvidia. And it's going to be a short presentation. What I'll try and do it is, topic talks a lot, but okay, let me start with this. How many of you have seen GTC March 2024, which happened 6 months back? Not bad. Okay, at least 20%. I would highly encourage you to go by it once again, because when Jensen was walking towards the end, a lot of robots were walking along with him, and they were trying to do something, not the task that was defined, but yes, they were trying to walk and trying to do something. I'm very, very hopeful when this time March GTC takes place, they should once again come back and probably do some more tasks that is going to be there, right? Which Jensen would ask them to do it. And that's going to be the personalization that we are talking about it. Okay, another question before I start my presentation. How many of you believe what I just showed in the video is already happening in India? Not bad, 50%. This is great, and it is. Trust me, guys, most of the things that have been visible over here, in one form or the other, is already taking place in the country. You might not be aware of it, but let me tell you, we work with so many governments, we work with so many industries. We know they want to commercialize, they want to democratize this as much as possible. Okay? With that note, let me get started. Okay, physical AI. I'm sure generative AI, as you all know, has already revolutionized in the last 2 years, and we just completed 2 years of ChatGPT being there in this existence. And we have seen the revolution that ChatGPT has brought in all of our life, right? We truly believe, and we are fully committed in this direction, that physical AI is going to further revolutionize the way AI is being looked upon, right? If people say that generative AI has made the AI have a hockey stick, we believe there's going to be a new definition of hockey stick, how the physical AI is going to, make this AI getting consumed by all of us in our day-to-day stuff, okay? And the physical AI is far more complex, more complex. It's not just one model or couple of models that is trying to talk or work with computers and thereby with humans. We're talking about physical interaction, right? And thereby a lot of complexity that we're talking about it, right? And which is well described. And my friends from ROSCon, when they were talking about all these things, I was just trying to simulate that my first slide is well covered by them in detail, essentially, right? And to solve it, Nvidia has done 3 things, which I'm sure at least one you all know about it, which is the GPUs, right? But what's more important is we start with the Omniverse, which is the simulation platform, right? And this is where you not just simulate the robots, but the most consumed way how Omniverse today is being used is to create synthetic data. Because creating the environment is the most toughest challenge that most people undergo as when they start the company. Because gathering that data itself is a challenge, right? So whether you want to start or not is a question. But can you simulate it? The answer is yes. And that's where Omniverse comes in the picture. And that's where you start to build what all models that you will need it. Once you have the clarity on that, is where you go back to the AI world, which is where data center comes in the picture. The GPUs, the physical GPUs comes in the picture. You build these models, right? And then finally, you try and deploy that, right? And that's where our edge platform comes in the picture. And the stack that ROS and what we have built on top of it, which comes into play, right? Now let me talk about 3 things, which is in detail, exactly as these 3 things, right? Let's understand a little bit in detail. So first is simulation. As I said, we have many platforms that helps you today to have this simulation done. We have a platform called OSMO. We name it differently. Some of us call it as OSMO, some of us call it as OSMO. But this is a platform which helps you from your cloud to your physical infrastructure to orchestrate, manage, monitor all these things that we're going to talk about it, right? In one single world for your robotics platform that you're going to build across. As we talked about it, Omniverse, which is what is a simulation platform that we have, works hand in hand with the AI world that we are talking about it. So the moment you have data that you are either trying to generate or you already have it, which you're trying to process it, 2 ways you're going to use this data in your consumption. One, either you try and simulate the environment or you're still creating the synthetic data out of that. Second, you're trying to create or build the models or you're trying to optimize these models. And then finally, you are trying to do testing and validation. So this is phase 1. Phase 2 is not just the models that we have built so far, or it's not just the generative AI that we have talked about it, right? This is where you need a lot of customization over and above what generative AI today has to offer. Because generative AI is trying to still solve enterprise-grade problems, right? Coding, helping with chat, or voice, or video understanding, and so on and so forth. Versus the physical AI has a lot more that needs to be done with generative AI and without generative AI as well. And that's where the traditional AI also comes into play. Nvidia, again, has built so many models that we have made it open source, given it over and above the generative AI models that we have it available. And lastly, the ROS, the platform that we all talk about it, right? And over and above the acceleration library that we have it. Now, I saw the hands which were getting up, and at least 50% of them were there last time as well. And I did the keynote once again here. I talked about the ecosystem that we try and bring it in. It's there in my last slide as well. But when we talked about it last year, from there to today, number of accelerated libraries that we have built over ROS is insanely great, right? Everything that you can probably think of it that you needed to be running it on accelerated platform is today available from Nvidia. Okay, some of the examples are being visible over here, and thereby entire ecosystem that we talked about it, from simulation to running it on AI to deploying it on the RAS platform, everything can be worked out seamlessly under one single umbrella of platform that we have it. And again, everything is open source. Pausing myself there, and not to forget to say thank you to our partner ecosystem that we have, who helps us in building this, testing this, deploying this, running this in the live environments, right? Somebody talked about LG, and I was really laughing because a lot of work of LG happens out of Bangalore, right? And starting from their refrigerators to their TVs to everything else, talks today, walks today, and understands a lot about what we are talking about it over here. I can't talk about it detailed, but a good case study was presented. But many of them, which are written over here, who are using our platform to build these things in play. With that, I come to the end of my presentation because we were running late, so I have minus 3 or 4 slides. But I want to make sure that you have two of these, scan codes, like how my friends also showed. I thought, let me also show it as well. One is if you want to build these models using our platforms, you could go join this community. Make sure you can get all the downloadables from here, completely free. Not just this, you also get the notification for the EA versions. And with that, you are able to download the early access to the newer versions which are coming in. And you can drive things and test it out by yourself as well. And the last one is we have also started to create a community in the country over a WhatsApp group. This is not an official NVIDIA channel run by some of our partner ecosystem and community. We have also tried contributing it over here, and this is a scan code for the same. Right? With that, let's listen to generative AI enabled Jensen's voice in 3 minutes, what he has to talk about our platforms and how it works together in one go.
For 60 years, Software 1.0, code written by programmers, ran on general-purpose CPUs. Then, Software 2.0 arrived, machine learning neural networks running on GPUs. This led to the big bang of generative AI, models that learn and generate anything. Today, generative AI is revolutionizing $100 trillion in industries. Knowledge enterprises use agentic AI to automate digital work.
Hello, I'm James, a digital human.
Industrial enterprises use physical AI to automate physical work. Physical AI embodies robots like self-driving cars that safely navigate the real world, manipulators that perform complex industrial tasks, and humanoid robots who work collaboratively alongside us. Plants and factories will be embodied by physical AI, capable of monitoring and adjusting its operations or speaking to us. Nvidia builds 3 computers to enable developers to create physical AI. The models are first trained on DGX. Then, the AI is fine-tuned and tested using reinforcement learning physics feedback in Omniverse. And the trained AI runs on Nvidia Jetson AGX robotics computers. Nvidia Omniverse is a physics-based operating system for physical AI simulation. Robots learn and fine-tune their skills in Issac Lab, a robot gym built on Omniverse. This is just one robot. Future factories will orchestrate teams of robots and monitor entire operations through thousands of sensors. For factory digital twins, they use an Omniverse blueprint called Mega. With Mega, the factory digital twin is populated with virtual robots and their AI models, the robots' brains. The robots execute a task by perceiving their environment, reasoning, planning their next motion, and finally converting it to actions. These actions are simulated in the environment by the world simulator in Omniverse, and the results are perceived by the robot brains through Omniverse sensor simulation. Based on the sensor simulations, the robot brains decide the next action, and the loop continues, while Mega precisely tracks the state and position of everything in the factory digital twin. This software-in-the-loop testing brings software-defined processes to physical spaces and embodiments, letting industrial enterprises simulate and validate changes in an Omniverse digital twin before deploying to the physical world, saving massive risk and cost. The era of physical AI is here, transforming the world's heavy industries and robotics.
Okay, before I go, as I committed last time as well when I was here, that we are committed to build a community, and I listened to one of the questions as well. I'm proud to say that we now have 50 colleges and universities in the country who have large-scale robotics and edge labs up and running, the largest being Thapar, where they have 500 Jetson kits. Every student almost in the semester gets a kit at home. right? And he or she is supposed to do a mega scale project, not a tiny one, to try and start with, of course, the first month, experimenting few things from our community page, but not just that, over the next 4 months, he or she has to make sure that they are building something more complex and trying to submit it back in the community, right? So this is one of the largest things that is happening in the country. We are not stopping there. We have come up with a course which is now live on our website. You could download, you could use it, you could run it on Jetson. It works, compatible with ROS. Everything is built on ROS essentially, right? Not just that, the community that I announced it, you could come as a prof there and ask us for the semester, if this is my course, hey, I'm running a computer vision NLP, but now I want to start robotics as well, and this is the kind of people that I have it in my faculty group. How can I upskill them? We have a program for them as well, free of cost. Okay? We come to your premises, or we do a lot of activities in our premises where we call out all these faculties to come get trained for a week, 3 days, 5 days, as per their convenience, go back and start to train their students as well. So we remain committed on this. We truly believe physical AI is here to transform completely bigger and better way than what generative AI has done it. With that, thank you so much. And any questions?
I think you've spoken, on behalf of the entire ROS community that there's a lot that we can do and there's a lot that NVIDIA is doing to support. We can take 2 quick questions. Yeah.
Hi, my question is, any plan on supporting... Hello? So my question is, any plan on supporting Nvidia Omniverse on cloud, apart from AWS? Because Nvidia Omniverse, if you run on AWS, it's more for a deployment purpose, not from a development perspective, like how Nvidia Omniverse runs on a hardware. So any plan on that side? Because it would be brilliant if you support on cloud, then it
Absolutely.
is going
So
to...
Omniverse is now running on laptops as well, just to update you. Only... That's correct, yes. So the enterprise grade is there now on Azure as well, right? And it's coming on more platforms. You will see more announcements coming in way. By the way, if you're a company and looking to deploy your own Omniverse in your premises, right? Or let's say you are a community of startups in a premises. We are working with one of the government, I can't name it much, but hopefully they will have their own Omniverse environment where every company which is incubated in their premises would be able to use it locally by themselves. So such options exist, right? If you're an enterprise grade, currently hooked into only cloud, I think we have 2 options, but more options coming our way. Sorry, there are lights, I can't see it much. Yep.
Yes, thank you, sir, for a good presentation, sir. I have 2 small questions. First one is why the Nvidia Jetson Nano Developer Kit is discontinued or not available in India from, I think, 2-3 years. So is it is a good product, I think, for a small developers and hobbyists and small startups also for tinkering. So I want answer for this question. And second one is the Nvidia Issac simulation and Omniverse simulation can be done on the having laptops in Nvidia GPUs?
Issac sim can be done on Nvidia laptops as well.
Having GPUs, Nvidia GPUs, yeah.
No, I didn't get the question. Second question.
Do Nvidia Issac ROS simulation or Nvidia Omniverse simulation can be done on the laptops having Nvidia GPUs?
Okay.
Okay, so can it be done? That is my question.
Okay. So first question, I'll let Mandar speak. He is my sales head for the country. I keep cribbing him, by the way. I have 3 kids at my home. I want more. Because I want my society, my home, everything where I have cameras installed, I want them to be covered via Jetson. And Nano is always a great platform. But let him answer it. Okay.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Mandar. I lead the Jetson business for the country. So unfortunately, yes, Jetson Nano kits have been discontinued. They were discontinued officially some 6 months back. So during COVID, because of the supply chain issue, the availability was limited. Right now, what we have done is few of our partners have built boards which are exact replica of the Nvidia board. Right, so the SOMs are available, so you can get the dev kit solution from few of our partners. Fortunately, one of our partner has a booth today in ROSCon. You can connect with them. So I think that addresses the problem. Yeah, so it is there on our booth. I think we can take that offline.
Come on, Mandar, we have business in hand.
No, I don't want to have price discussions over here.
I agree. Okay, that sounds great. Thank you so much, guys. And I know we are running short of time. But let's take more questions offline. We have booth here. Let's talk more. I'm going to be here for some more time. Thank you.